Hey, what's happening, everybody? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to Coping and Caring for Those Living with Dementia. This week, we are going to be answering another frequently asked question. This week's question is, how do I get my residents or my loved one to participate in more community activities? Well, before I answer that question, I want to pose another question. Is the activity that you're talking about something that is meaningful and purposeful to the resident or to your loved one? Does it mean something to them? Is it going to bring joy, laughter, some form of significance to their life? The next question I will ask is, how are you asking your loved one or the person that you're caring for, your resident, to come to the community activity? Are you asking the resident or your loved one to attend the activity in a positive way? Are you asking them in a way that makes the activity seem interesting and that there's going to be people there that they can relate with? And are you excited about it? Or is it just a simple invitation reminder? Most folks living in assisted livings or memory cares will maybe have interest in the activity and want to come. However, they don't necessarily know where it's at or how to get there. And so if you're holding an activity and expecting those folks just to naturally show up, they're probably not going to. They may not know what the activity is, and out of fear, they don't want to attend because maybe they don't necessarily know how to do what it is that everyone else is doing, and they don't want to look quote unquote silly. What do we do instead? What is the best, most effective way to get your residents, to get your loved ones to come to community activities? You need to know your resident. You need to know their background. You need to know where they came from. You need to know what they used to like to do before they came into the community, what their hobbies are, what their hobbies were. And you can figure all of that stuff out through life stories. Normally, that is filled out when the resident or the loved one comes into care of a caregiver or a community. So not just as a formality, but so that the people who are caring for that resident can know more about them and can most effectively care for them. Now, let's get to the pro tips. What are the top five pro tips to get more residents to your activities? Number one, you need to be excited. The more excited that you are about the activity, the more exciting, the more you build up that activity, the more likely that resident is to want to attend. Naturally, as human beings, we want to mirror the emotion of the person that we're talking to, the person that we're working with, the person that we're trying to get close to, because we want to build a relationship. So if you're excited about it, hopefully your resident will also be excited about it. Number two, let them know that they are not alone. You're going to be there with them. And by that, I mean, not only are you going to invite them to the activity, but you're also going to show them how to get there. And once you are there, if you're unable to stay for the activity, perhaps you have something that you have to do while your resident is enjoying the activity, simply say, this is so-and-so leading the activity, and when it is finished, they're going to let me know, and I will come and get you. Number three, be the one that needs the help. So you've tried the first two, they didn't work. If you have somebody that in their life normally like to help other people, then be the one that needs the help. Say, Miss Sally, I would really like to go to the music circle this afternoon, but I think I know where it is, but I'm not really sure. And I don't really know anybody there, but I know you. And I was wondering if, maybe you would want to go with me and sit next to me and listen to the music, or at least maybe show me where it's at. We can try to find it together. And if you have a good relationship with Miss Sally, you've built this foundation of trust, Even if you haven't really, Miss Sally is a helper. She likes to help other people. And so more than likely she's gonna say, yeah, sure, I'll help you find it. 4, accept the no and try later. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard this before. You ask a resident or your loved one if they want to do X, Y, and Z, and they say, no, absolutely not, I don't want to do that. And you're like, no, we need to do this. No, I don't want to do this. And then there's this fight. What I want you to try is to accept the no, walk out of the room, go and try to invite other residents to come to the activity, and then come back later. Number 5. If all else fails, you've tried every trick that you've got, you've accepted the no, and you came back and asked later. You used the line of I need the help. You've put the help on you. You've made the activity exciting. You've said I'll escort you down. We can go together, and none of that works. It might be time to find somebody else, and that's okay. All right, don't take it personally. There is no shame in asking a coworker, would you mind, and going to talk to so-and-so and invite them down to this activity. I have tried multiple times, and they're just not feeling me today. So if it takes another person to invite them to use the exact same tactics that you did, that's okay. That's okay, because we have achieved our goal if they can get them to that activity, because then they can begin to socialize, they can begin to feel loved, they can begin to enjoy the meaningful and purposeful activity that you know that they will. And here's my best tip, a bonus tip. It's not even really a tip or a trick. Be authentic. Know your resident. We talked about it before. The more you know your resident, the more successful you're going to be at getting them to come to activities that you know that they're going to enjoy, based on what you've learned about them in their life, based on who they were before they came into the community, based on who you know they've built relationships with, either resident or staff. The more authentic that you can be, the more that you respect the decisions that they have to make, the more that you accept the no and come back and try again over and over and over, the more that you will truly be practicing person-centered care, which revolves around the main things that we want to practice with our residents, which are love, patience, kindness, and to give them something to look forward to so that they can feel loved, inspired, and thriving. I want to thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of Coping and Caring for Those Living with Dementia. Here is my email address right here. If you have any questions whatsoever, please send it to me. Like this video, subscribe to it. It's my the little face right here, and just click on that so that you know when new videos come out, and make sure you click the bell so that every time it comes out you get an alert, and you can check out the newest video for coping and caring. Thank you so much, and as always, take care of each other.